With Marvel Rivals Season 4.5, there are a bunch of new updates that are now coming to the game, and since the game is so popular and the developers are listening to the community so much, we have different emotes and fan art that were suggestions by the community, and now they are implemented into the game once again. And of course, with all of the YouTubers and streamers constantly talking about the game, they seem like they are listening to the feedback and they're trying their best to implement new stuff. There have been some discussions and suggestions to the game that I really wanted to talk about because I feel like they might be cool enough to implement into the game, maybe. So the first one is the introduction of a brand new class, role, call it whatever you want. Today we have tanks, DPS and healers, and there have been some suggestions on implementing a fourth role or fourth class to separate and divide some of the heroes a bit more, or perhaps bring in a brand new type of hero, a brand new type of class that will be different enough from a tank, DPS or healer so it can have its own role. But in my opinion, I don't really think that will work, but what I think will work is to implement some sort of filter or make it a bit easier to understand that, okay, Ultron, for example, in my opinion, he's closer to a DPS than he is a healer, and if you take Luna Snow or Cloak and Dagger, they are definitely closer to a healer than a DPS, but they both have DPS abilities. And I can understand why people would be confused, because if you have a lineup on the opposite team and your lineup on your team doesn't really work and you want to change but you don't really know what to change to. For me, I have been playing Overwatch for many years and also Marvel Rivals since Season 0, but if you are brand new to the hero shooter genre, I can sort of understand why you would be a bit confused on which hero to pick. For example, Black Widow and Psylocke are sort of in the same camp. Only difference are that Black Widow is really far away and obviously Psylocke is really close, but she's sneaking around trying not to be caught by the enemy. The same with Black Widow. She is in most cases standing really far behind and trying not to get caught by the enemy. For example, Mr. Fantastic. He's a DPS, but he's definitely not just a regular DPS. He has some tank sort of skills as well. Maybe not introduce a brand new role, but maybe do something in order to make it easier for people to understand what type of comp they can have against the enemy team. Also, another suggestion is to see more of Peni Parker. Obviously, she's inside of her mech. She's controlling the giant robot, roaming around the map and doing all of the stuff that she does. But it would be cool to introduce some sort of emote or something where she could probably open up, show herself, because in every single new skin or costume that are released to that character, they're always spending a bunch of time and designing all of the different outfits for Penny as well, but she's always inside of her giant robot, so you will never see them. I can sort of understand why it wouldn't really make sense to implement her into the game in a regular match, because that will most likely be close to Diva from Overwatch, and we already have Hulk doing something similar. Maybe there's a different game mode where you can play as Penny. The same with Iron Man. To see Tony Stark inside of the suit would be really cool. Same with Spider-Man. And yeah, we have already seen Venom. He has a skin where he's able to like show off some parts of his face, and that is really cool. If they're able to implement something similar, but not in a different skin, but something similar with Penny and with Spider-Man. And this next one is pretty simple. We need somewhere to hang out, a sort of hub, somewhere we can do emotes and just have fun. People are already on Too Much just to hang out, and then occasionally you will see someone joining the game and trying to kill everyone, and it will just ruin the vibe. So it's clear for me that the game needs some sort of place where people can just join when you're waiting for your friends. You can just go around, do some stuff without being able to die, and you can't kill anyone. You can just roam around, do different things, but not to confuse it with like a Fortnite lobby. I don't want a Fortnite lobby at all. What are your thoughts about this? Do you have any suggestions? Let me know down in the comment section below. Watch this video up next. Remember to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Espion, peace out, bye bye, goodbye, bye bye bye.